Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Concord, North Carolina, the Concord Speedway for tonight's TRS Tour Modified Series event. The Concord Motorsport Park, located in the heart of NASCAR country, Concord Speedway features two adjacent oval tracks. The larger track, which has a grandstand seating for 8,500 spectators, bills itself as the world's fastest half-mile tri-oval, and is sort of a mini Pocono with three very distinct turns with different radii and banking. 14 degrees for turn 1, 11 for turn 2, and 14 degrees for turn 3. For each turn and straightaway, 8 degrees for start finish, 10 degrees for the short chute that connects turn 1 and 2, and 11 degrees for the back straight. Chassis setup critical for achieving good lap times and a car that is drivable in traffic. First opened in 1982 as a short 0.4 mile dirt oval. Owner Henry Furr 5 years later paved the track, at the same time lengthening it to a full half mile with the addition of a third turn in place of the original backstretch. The track had seating for 12,000 fans prior to a recent downsizing that saw the turn 1 grandstand converted into a dirt berm. In addition to both super and limited late model stock cars, the Tri-Oval is host to a pair of Hooters Cup Pro races each season. The quarter-mile oval is home to both NX Legends and Bandolero divisions. But tonight, it's the TRS Tour Modified Series, and it's next on HBR TV. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here this afternoon here at the Speedway. Practice about a minute or so, and we'll wrap that up, get into qualifying. Top 5 times: Harger, Sharon, Painter, Wagner, and Butler. It's the top 5, all within 1/10 of a second of each other. Top time 14.94 seconds. Only 30 seconds left in the session. Still enough time to get a couple laps in. Get around here in a hurry. Plenty of banking. Lots of corners. Not a whole lot of straightaway. That's going to do it for the practice session. Qualifying loading in right now. We'll see who takes to the racing surface first. Lone qualifier looks like Dan Butler is going to be first to roll out onto the track. At least first to the pit lane. Maybe not. Changed his mind. Shane Wagner's first out, the number 26 machine. First lap for Wagner of 15:29. Alfie Charon on track, the number 78 machine with Charon Racing. Top 4 so far: Painter, Wagner, Higgins, Conway. Alfie a little loose off the corner. Doesn't hit the wall. Back in the throttle. Might try it again here. Not sure which lap he was on there, but yeah, still in the throttle is the 78. Going to give it a shot. 17:75 for lap 1. Obviously had his issues there. Let's see if he can improve. I'm sure he can pick that time up here on lap number 2. Alfie goes to 4th, the 15:15 on his second lap. Now Dan Butler in the 18 machine. He's out on the track. First lap for Butler, 15:23. Real loose off turn number 3. Noses it into the wall as he crosses the line. That's not going to be a good lap 2. Mike Taschereau. Next up, the number 33 machine. First lap for Taschereau, 15:64, good enough for 8th fast. See if he can pick it up here on the second lap. Lap 2, 15:11, top 3 starting position for Mike Taschereau. That's about half the field so far taking a time. Got a few others that have not rolled out as of yet. Maybe they won't. Maybe they will. We'll hang here for a minute and see. We've got little less than 7 minutes left in the qualifying session. And a few of you over on the YouTube side, a handful on the Facebook side. We've got Eddie Rose on the YouTube side. Keith Robert Lee, Don Harger, Jamie Kerr, even though he's in the race car. Again, guys, feel free to comment, ask questions, get into the stream chat, especially if we get some cautions here. Tight racetrack here. I wouldn't expect it to go green all the way to the end. We get an opportunity, feel free, say hello. We're going to step aside here for just a moment, take a real short break. We'll be back either with our starting grid or the next cars to hit the track. Right now, the racing surface is quiet, so we'll step away for just a brief moment. Back a little late to the action here. The 58 of Cody Fogg did get a lap in. 2 laps, that is. A 15:44 and a 15:42. 9th starting position for the number 58. Still 5 more cars that could roll out to take a time. Still about 4 minutes remaining. Just for the practice alone, you'd wonder, again, if you're not intending to qualify, you want to start in the back and let all the riffraff work itself out early on in the race. You can at least use the session as a bit of an extra practice. It's 10 minutes of time, so nothing stopping anyone from going out there and turning some extra laps. We've seen a couple of guys do that in the past. Nothing wrong with it. Might as well take advantage, especially if you get into the session late and you didn't get a whole lot of practice in. Top time so far is Cody Harger of 15:07, Dustin Painter of 15:08. timing and scoring tower saying that's an equal time for the 65. It's pretty darn close. You see these two, the 65 and the 66, always right up front, especially in qualifying. Mike Taschereau sits third, 300ths off pole. Shane Wagner, half a tenth. He's in fourth. You got the 40 machine of Rob Higgins, just over half a tenth. I mean, these are really tight times in qualifying. Dan Murphy Jr. watching on the Facebook side. Come on, Dan, roll out and do a qualifying lap. Let's see what you got. Got time. Couple minutes left still. Not too late. At least we got some tunes. A little repetitive, but better than that dead air. Grandstand starting to fill in here at the Speedway. Expecting a full crowd for tonight's race. Jamie Kerr in the stream chat. Got some work to do. Indeed you do, sir, but you got time to do it. Starting at the back, not necessarily a bad thing. You did take your time, so you're positioned in the 10th position. 11, 12, 16 cars, so 6 in behind you. I think the 75 will be just fine. Keep those Nerf bars straight. You'll be all right. Well, that makes the session official. Field listed as currently gridding. Let's take a look at the starting field. The TRS Tour Modified Series from Concord Speedway. On the pole, the 66 of Cody Harger with Charger Racing to his outside. It's the 65 of Dustin Painter. Starting in row number 2, it's Mike Taschereau, the number 33 machine. Shane Wagner to his outside in the 26. Row 3, it's Rob Higgins and Alfie Charon. Alfie Charon with Charon Racing, that number 78 machine. Starting in row 4, it's Dan Butler in the 18. Carson Conway, the 72 to his outside. Cody Fogg, the 58, will start 9th. Jamie Kerr, the 75, will start 10th. 11th is Josh Buckley. 12th will be Brian Torsha. 13th, Pete Woodrum. Bob Higgins will roll off 14th. Ben Choate, Dan Murphy Jr. will round out the field. Murphy Jr., the 16th starting position. Looks like 2 formation laps before we get underway here at Concord Speedway. Cody Harger, the 66 to the inside, the 26 of Wagner on the out. Field formed up 2 by 2. Pace car rolls into the pit lane. That's into entry to turn 3. Waiting on the green flag. Green flag is waving. We're underway here at Concord Speedway. Field rolls into turn number 1. Cody Harger out to the lead here into turn number 2. Works through the short chute into turn number 3. Mike Taschereau up to the 2nd spot. Man, things happen in a hurry here. Mike Taschereau is around off turn 3. Gets collected by the 13. Josh Buckley involved. Pete Woodrum, maybe Bob Higgins as well. Let's try and get a look at it here again. Yellow flag out already. See the 33 Mike Taschereau in the 2nd spot. Might have come down just a tick too low. No, that's off turn 2. This is going to be down the short chute. We'll speed it up here. Into 3. Little wiggle on entry. Didn't see that initially. Tries to save it. Kind of tank slaps it a bit. You can see him working inside the race car trying to save it. Just not enough. Not enough heat in those tires just yet. Hoosier does a good job, but you got to get some heat in them. Makes contact with the wall. Carson Conway sneaks by on the outside. Higgins maybe. Jamie Kerr as well. Cody Fogg in the 13. Buckley does collective 33. Sends him right on his lid. You see the 43 and the 8 getting a piece of it as well. So we're under caution here early. TRS Tour Modified Series from Concord Speedway. Pace car peels off the racetrack, getting ready to go back under the green flag. Green 66 flag. Comes to life off the corner, green flag waves. Shane Wagner in the 2nd position. Charon, Higgins, and Conway the top 5. Higgins in the 40, that orange machine in behind the 78 of Alfie Charon. One back to him is the 72 of Carson Conway. Carson Conway under pressure now by the 18 of Dan Butler. Dan Butler takes the spot away, move the 18 up to the top 5. Two HBR TV cars. 6th and 7th, you've got Conway and Jamie Kerr. And behind them, a battle with Brian Torsha and Dustin Painter. Dustin Painter started out front. Not sure what happened to him on the initial start, but finds himself in the 9th position after qualifying. I think it was the outside front row. Oh, Brian Torsha actually did not qualify. Started 12th officially. So moving his way up, he's around the 2 of Torsha. Dustin Painter up to the 8th spot. So far, Alfie Charon on the move here, up to the 3rd position already. Car length back in behind the 26 of Shane Wagner. Lap 14 already in the books of 80 here at Concord Speedway. Alfie taking a look down low, has the position on the 26. He's got it into turn number 2. Move Alfie Sharon to the 2nd spot. Sets his sights on the 66 of Cody Harger. Top 3, top 5, Harger, Charon, Wagner, Butler, and Rob Higgins. That is your top 5. Carson Conway hanging out there in the 6th position. Jamie Kerr, 7th. Painter, Torsha, and Ben Choate. That's the top 10. Alfie Charon right to the back bumper of the 66 of Cody Harger. 20 laps into this 80-lap event. Alfie Charon not wasting any time. He's right there. He's looking for an opportunity to make a move and take the lead away from the 66 machine. Real good into turn number 1 is the 78. '66 of Cody Harger already starting to encounter some lap traffic. This may come into play here. This is 78 right to the back bumper of Cody Harger. Going to try and make his way around, take over the lead position. These 2 lap machines may play a factor. We'll see. They've caught him. One car making the move to the high side, giving him the space. Both machines letting the leaders battle it out. Cody gets a better exit out of 1. Alfie gets a better entry into 2. They're about equal through 3. They cross the start-finish line once again. Driving it in a little bit deeper is the 78. Again, both these guys have lines that are quick, but 78 is flying out of turn 2. Lap traffic coming into the mix here. The number 8, Pete Woodrum, slides up out of the way, almost cost the 66 the lead, but gets out of there just in time. The leader's still battling. The 78 of Alfie Charon right in behind the 66 of Harger. This is the battle on the racetrack right now. Lap 29 of 80, about to be lap 30. Alfie Charon actually the fastest car on the racetrack right now. Fastest that last lap as well. I think he could probably start to put some distance on the 66 if he could just make the pass. Alfie really not losing a whole lot of ground. We'll look back through the field. Rob Higgins in the 6th position, out in front of Jamie Kerr in the 7th spot. Oh, what happened there? It's Rob Higgins is actually just ahead of the 58 of Cody Fogg. Cody a lap down. HBR TV cars still lined up nose to bumper here. It looks like Jamie Kerr, though, has gotten around the 72 of Conway. Ben Choate running in the 9th position. He is just ahead of the 2 of Brian Torsha with a lap car in between. It's Mike Taschereau. 2 of Brian Torsha about to go a lap down to leader Cody Harger. Alfie Sharon right there. Maybe another opportunity here with lap traffic. Looking for a mistake by somebody just to try and get out in front of Cody Harger. Looks like Alfie would be able to drive away if that were the case. Alfie putting down laps a half-tenth faster than the leader just about every time by. Just not able to get on by. Contact with Ben Choate. The 66 gets into him. Alfie Sharon to the outside. Alfie's going to use the 21 as a pick. Move the 78 machine of Alfie Sharon to the top spot. Halfway, Concord Speedway. Lap 41 goes on the board. Looking back from our leader, Alfie Sharon back to the 66 of Cody Harger. 3rd place running Shane Wagner. 4th is Butler. 5th is Painter. Ooh, little wiggle by Alfie Sharon off turn number 3. Gathers it back up. Cody Harger not able to take advantage of that slight mistake out of the 78. Alfie Sharon still leads. To go here from Concord Speedway. It's clicking off in a hurry. We've had a caution, only one thus far on the opening lap. Since then, it's been clean and green. Alfie Sharon is your new leader. Cody Harger slipped back to the 2nd position. Now it's time to see if the 66 can get around clean. 78 of Sharon was able to take over the top spot when the 21 of Ben Choate was about to go a lap down. Contact was made by the 66. Alfie took advantage, got to the outside. 21 as a pick, and he still leads here, lap 47. Alfie's going to have 2 HBR TV cars to get on by. He's going to have to negotiate through there. A couple of lap cars. The 58 of Fogg up high. 72 of Carson just ahead. Next is Jamie Kerr. Oh, he's going to make it 3 wide. He might have made contact with the 78. The 66 is going to go around now. Very similar to when Alfie got the lead from Cody Harger. Hate to say it, boys, but HBR TV cars, you got to get out of the way. Let these leaders battle it out. It's late in the race. 30 laps to go. Here, lap 51 goes on the board. Alfie's going to have to reel back in the 66 of Cody Harger here if he's going to have to put the challenge on. I'm sure he's frustrated behind the wheel of that number 78 machine, wanting to get back to Cody Harger. Lap traffic playing a part. I know he's got to wonder, okay, well, I got the lead that way, and now I lost it the same way. It's still a tough break, though. It's not what you want to see, especially as these top two guys tried to battle it out one-on-one. Alfie is catching him in a hurry, though. It's down to 3 car lengths. The advantage for Cody Harger through turns number 3. Interval to the 78 now. Car length and a half. Alfie is definitely there. Last lap still faster for the 78. I gotta say, 78 Alfie Sharon, definitely the faster guy on the track right now. Has been that way really since the drop of the green flag. Just a tight racetrack, so difficult to pass. You got lap traffic you got to deal with. 78's right there once again to the back bumper of Cody Harger. 24 laps to go. They work into turn number 3. 66 taking a little bit lower exit off 3, kind of forces the second place running machine to kind of make a decision. Do I want to go ultra low or try to squeeze in up high? He kind of almost acts like a block. The 78 right there on the back bumper, off 3 this time. Don't be surprised to see a little bit of bump and run here as we get later in the race. Cannot blame anybody if that were to happen. I'm not saying wreck the guy, but might have to root and gouge and get him out of the way here. You are the faster car in that number 78 machine. We're coming to 20 laps to go. Unless we run into some more lap traffic that plays a part, this might be the good position for Alfie to be in. Start catching some lower cars. Maybe he can take advantage once again. We'll see, but he's certainly right to the back bumper of the 66 of Harger. Thought he had a nose inside. He might have it here into turn number 3. Taking a look down low. The 66 is loose. A little bit of contact made between both drivers. This is the battle for the lead. We've got 18 laps to go. Cherry down on the flat through turn 1. Into turn number 2, he's going to have to run at him again. Alfie looking very strong here in the late stages. Looked strong all afternoon, but he's really putting the pressure on the 66. I hate to just sit here and focus on this one battle, but it's for the lead. It's late in the race, and this is where the action is, so this is where we're going to stay. Off turn 3, coming to the line. We've got 16 laps to go. Cody Harger, your leader. Alfie Sharon is in second, right there, ready to attack. Trying to get on by and take over the race lead and potentially get a win here at Concord Speedway. Great race here for the top spot. 12.5 laps to go from Concord, North Carolina. It's between Harger and Sharon, as it so often is. Lap traffic in the mix again. The 21 slides into the 66 and collects the 78. Caution is out on the speedway. 21 of Ben Choate involved with the leaders once again in the late stages. 12 laps to go. 66 of Harger is out front. You saw the 21 make contact with Cody, then spin out into the 78 of Sharon. Let's take a look at it. Then gets down real low, really trying to stay out of the way. The 66 of Harger is loose on entry as well. Too tight of a shot to really see. It looked like it might have been the 66 of Harger that got in loose and made contact with the 21. This time it might have been Ben Choate, just kind of the innocent lap car down low. Let's take a look at it from another perspective here. Yeah, you see Ben Choate really swung it low, trying to get out of the way of the lead cars. Cody Harger, yeah, loose again on the entry. Choate does slide up just a bit, probably just from he hit the bottom, but yeah, the 66 was already loose. So race and deal late in the race. Cautions out either way. It's going to be a interesting finish, I got to say, between the 66 and 78 machines. Can't imagine they're going to try and pit, but maybe. Shane Wagner did. Bob Higgins did. Some other guys, Josh Buckley hit the pit lane as well. That was at lap 70. Cody Fogg lap 68. Yeah, Higgins and Shane Wagner in the pit lane this time. So now your top five. Harger, Charon, Painter, Butler, Rob Higgins is your current top five. 9 laps to go in the Concord event here. Don Harger, all I'm doing is telling you what the lap times are, so each time around, Charon was between a tenth to half a tenth quicker every lap. Also has the fastest lap of the race. Charon is the fastest so far. Dan Butler is second quick. Cody Harger is third quick. Green flag back out. 7 laps to go. The 66 restarts well. 78 of Charon there is going to close in. 3 car lengths back. 4 car lengths back. So they work into turn number 3 already. 6 laps to go for Cody Harger. Decided. Cody Harger's your leader. Alfie Charon is second. Painter, Butler, Higgins still the top 5. Down to a car length back to the 78. Cody Harger doing a good job trying to hold off the charge. Two laps to go. Cody Harger still leads. Alfie Charon there about 2 car lengths back. White flag is out for the 66 of Harger. Alfie Charon sits there helpless to catch the 66 at this point. They're into turn number 3 already. Cody Harger from the pole position off corner number 3 takes the checkered flag. The TRS Tour Modified Series at Concord Speedway. Alfie Charon is second. Dustin Painter third. Dan Butler was fourth, and Shane Wagner brings it home fifth. That's going to do it here from Concord. We're going to take a short break and be back with our top 3 after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Concord, North Carolina. The TRS Tour Modified Series is complete. Cody Harger, the 66, earned that one for sure. He's our winner. Cody Harger. We'll go to him now and have a quick word with Cody Harger. Steve in the HBR TV booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, man. How's it going?
It's going good. You put on a good show there with Alfie Charon there for a while. It was back and forth for a little bit, using some of those lap cars as a pick. It worked out really for the both of you. Ultimately, you got it back out in the front. Wasn't for a lack of trying, though. Alfie Charon there certainly kept you honest. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, man. It was. I was very nervous coming into this race. I do not like this car track combo, and the setup is horrible. The thing is so tight, but then wants to snap on you through the little tunnel turn there, or tri-oval, whatever you want to call it, there on the back stretch. So got out front and just was kind of riding for a little bit, and I could see Alfie making moves back there. I knew he kind of had a mishap in qualifying, so I knew he would be coming. When I saw him get to second, I was like, all right, here we go. Let's see what we can do with him. And man, caught them lap cars, and they were everywhere, man. And he got around me on the outside when I got held up by one, and then luckily I was able to return the favor later on. Really had a nice gap once I got clear of those lap cars back to him, but he sucked it right back up, man. He was definitely better there on long run on old tires. And then unfortunately we had the incident with the lap car again. I kind of got tagged, but I think Alfie might have hit him a little bit harder and had some damage, and again just wasn't able to do anything there on that green. I know one thing, the cooling the tires down under that caution made a huge difference. I mean, I felt like I had put fresh tires on it, even though I just stayed out and let them cool down. So, but all in all, man, that was a fun one. If you'd have told me we'd have come to Concord and modifieds and only have 2 cautions and basically go about 70 laps with no yellow in between, I'd have bet anything against it. So good racing tonight. Had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you, Cody. Watching that first caution come out at the end of lap 1, I said to myself, oh, here we go. It's going to be one of those nights, but everybody got it together, figured it out, and long stretch of green flag run up until the very end. I think that came out with 12 to go. 2 cautions, quick race, action-packed race. I think the action was on you in the 78 most of the afternoon. I apologize to everybody else I didn't get a chance to watch, but the battle was just hot and heavy, and it never went away. So, Cody, you come away with the victory. Congratulations. Before we let you go, is there anybody you need to thank?
Yeah, definitely shout out to Plasmine, as always. Thank you to everybody that puts this on here at OG Race and the TRS Modified School, LSI, Sudor Taxidermy, D. Dixon and Sons Trucking. Definitely appreciate them for putting this on. Really, really enjoyed this series. And again, thank you, HBR TV, for broadcasting it for us.
It's Cody Harger, your winner here this afternoon, Concord Speedway. Next up, we've got Alfie Charon, the number 78. Let's go to him and get a quick word. Alfie, it's Steve with the HBR TV booth. You got a copy?
I got you, buddy. What's up?
Alfie, I hate to say congratulations for second, man. I thought you had this one. You were sharp. You were fast. You're the fastest car on the track. You got the best lap of the day. Unfortunately, it's a second place finish. It's still a good finish, but tell us about the afternoon and what you could have done with the 66 if you had more time.
If the last caution had come out there at the end, I think it would have just been if I could have got on his inside and cleared him going into one of the corners. That's the only shot I had. He was holding that outside perfectly, and it was a tough battle, but it was fun.
Certainly fun to watch, Alfie. You put on a clinic from the second spot. I thought you had it there. You got by him with some lap traffic. Unfortunately, you got by you the same way, but you were never more than a car length or 2 back the whole afternoon once you caught him. Tell us about the incident late with Ben Choate. He got into the 66 a little bit, or the 66 got into him. It looks like you collected Ben a little bit. Did you have some damage on the 78 machine?
Yeah, my left front was towed out a little bit, so it was super tight trying to go through the corners. I couldn't get back to the gas without it just going straight to the wall.
Tough break for you. Either way, a nice run. Fun to watch you guys out there. Second place finish for Alfie Charon. Before we let you go, Alfie, anybody you need to thank?
Just TRS, OG, and you for streaming it for us. Thank you.
Got it, Alfie. Always fun to watch. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
It's Alfie Charon, the second place finisher. Next up, let's go to Dustin Painter. Uh-oh, where is he? Dustin, it's Steve in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I got you loud and clear, man.
Dustin, another top 3 finish for yourself. I think it was a second place starting this afternoon. What happened early on? Because I think it wasn't too long after the race started. You were back there maybe in the 10th spot. Did you get caught up in that early incident, or?
No, so these modifieds, I came up with the update to change the glass, and I went to change it and came back and missed the start. So started dead last. The third was honestly, it's not a win, but that was about as cool as it gets. The whole league, this is a tough track. It's my favorite track. It's a tough track, and the league just put on a show tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed that. But what a quick race. We're done before 9 o'clock, and not many incidents. Overall, good for the league.
Absolutely. Certainly going to give me some time to get prepped and ready for the truck series tomorrow, but it was fun to watch. I mean, you guys really did put on an excellent show. A lot of battling up towards the front. I'm sure there was some more in the back of the pack. I caught some of it, but man, the battle for the lead there was just so hot and heavy. It was hard to peel away from it. You didn't want to miss that pass. But either way, Dustin, you did a good job going from dead last to third. Tell us, was there any strategy involved or just hammer down?
You had to hammer down. I knew right away you were going to have to hammer down, and because of, we're going to be in cautions.
Yeah, 2 yellows the entire afternoon. Going back to that change in the glass, this place is huge for that. I didn't even think about that. The first time I ran a modified was actually at this place, and you want to look straight through that A-pillar, and now that you can do that, I can see why you'd want to change it.
Yeah, I thought I had plenty of time, but I didn't. And sure enough, I missed the start, and I was like, okay, well, first off, I got back on track, and I wasn't as far behind as I thought it'd be, but a caution came out right away, and from then it's just picking and choosing the way to pass people without hitting them or anything else. And just, man, like I said, what a fun race to come from dead last back up there with a great group of modified drivers who have a lot of experience in modified. So just to do that was pretty cool.
It's interesting too, if you look at the best laps of the afternoon, the top 5 drivers all had lap times within half a tenth of each other. That was the best lap. The best was a 15 flat by Shane Wagner, and then everybody else was a half tenth off, yourself included.
Yeah, and Shane actually turned that fast lap. He put brand new tires on, which is a big thing. Taking tires, I thought would be a big thing to get up there, but it's just tough to pass without really hitting anybody. In real life, tires are king here, or when the track was open, it's king.
Well, either way, Dustin, you guys put on a great show once again. Congratulations on the 3rd spot. Before we let you go, anybody you need to thank?
Just Danny Bone Racing and all his sponsors.
All right, that's Dustin Painter, your 3rd place finisher here this afternoon at Concord Speedway. Thanks for talking with us, Dustin, and we'll see you next week.
All right, thanks, man.
It's going to wrap it up here from Concord Speedway. Our top 3 finishers, of course, Cody Harger, number 66 machine, brings home a checkered flag once again here in the OG Racing League. 2nd place, Alfie Charon. I'm sure he is certainly getting tired of looking at the back of that 66 machine. That time will come, though. These guys are very competitive. Both drivers very quick. It's fun to watch them battle it out. Dustin Painter, third place finisher. We just spoke with Dustin. 4th was Dan Butler in the number 18 machine. Shane Wagner, the number 26, finished in the 5th spot. Fastest lap of the race, looks like. That's unofficial. We will verify that later and post it. Rob Higgins was 6th. Josh Buckley was 7th. Jamie Kerr said he had some work to do at the beginning of the race. He certainly did it. Moved it up a couple of positions. Finishes in the 8th spot. Ryan Torsha finishes in the 9th position in that number 2 machine. Carson Conway, the number 72 HBR TV machine, finishes top 10. Loses a couple of spots from where he qualified, but still a solid finish for Carson Conway. Ben Choate, the number 21 machine, finishes in the 11th spot, 4 spots improved from where he qualified. Cody Fogg was 12th. Bob Higgins was 13th. Mike Taschereau started out strong very early on in the race. He started 3rd on the afternoon. Was second off of turn number 3, but spun the car out in front of the field, got collected. It's a battle all afternoon after that. Finishes in 14th position. Pete Woodrum in the 8 machine, he finishes in the 15th spot. Dan Murphy Jr. classified as 16th, but I don't believe he took a lap. Either way, that is your finishing order here at Concord Speedway, the TRS Tour Modified Series. It's all said and done. Before we get out of here, I always ask the drivers, anybody you need to thank? Well, there's certainly some people that we need to thank here in the broadcast. Of course, TRS, the racing school, the primary sponsor, primary participant here, partner in the TRS Tour Modified Series, that league. Head on out to Thompson Speedway if you ever want to drive a real race car. They've got a late model, they got a modified you can drive. They don't put any limits on passing. It's one of the better racing schools that you can go to. So if you're ever in that area, once it stops snowing, of course, definitely check out TRStheracing.net. Also to LSI, Litchfield Specialty. D. Dixon & Sons Trucking Incorporated. And Isudath Taxidermy, competition quality at a commercial price. Contact award-winning taxidermist James Sudath at 636-544-7836. So that's going to wrap it up for us here at Concord Speedway with HBR TV. Thank you for joining us. As always, please like, follow, share, subscribe. Find us at facebook.com/HollerBoysRacingTV and also on YouTube, Holler Boys Racing TV. Make it nice and easy. We don't change up the names, so you can find us at both platforms. Watch wherever you'd like. We've got the stream chat up, as always, every race. Tune in tomorrow at 7:45 East and watch the My Cricket Truck Series. That's in action, their season finale from Chicagoland Speedway. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.